Good news. Oh, I gotta turn shroud down. Come on. Okay. Good news. I got it to work. I think. It fits, and it was a real pain in the neck to do, but screwed in. And I also mounted the CPU cooler. These stick out just ever so slightly past, but I think that's okay because the side panel has a like a indentation or like an embossing. So, or not embossing, there's gonna be a better word for that, but it's offset a little bit, so I don't think that'll be an issue. I do want to take this fan filter off though. Let's see if this can fit on. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks nice. Looks like it's almost meant to be that way. And even better on this side. Look at all that room. I'll lay it down. I'm sorry the light's getting a little low here. But look at that. I can still mount all the hard drives in. Unfortunately, I would either have to mount the hard drives before and screw them in on both sides, or just mount them now that this is mounted and just screw them on this side. I think I'll just do it on this side because I don't really plan on moving this thing around a whole lot. And if I want to change them out, I would have to take the whole water cooling system out. I really don't want to do that. In order to get the Corsair logo to look the right way, I had to mount it this way. The tubes do stick out past the side panel, but I don't think that's going to be a big deal because I can just lightly push it to the side and then it won't. So the tubes will just kind of be like this when the case is closed. One downside that I'm noticing is that all of the front panel wiring now has to go through the top cutout up here. It's kind of hard to see where my hand is, but it's right above the top 5 1/4 bay, and it can't go back through the side where the 240 mount is. And then the other downside is there's really nowhere to route the cables for this because there's no cutout behind the motherboard. Like there's no space between the motherboard tray and the back side panel, so that kind of sucks. And there's really no cable management holes here, but I think it'll be okay. I'll do my best to manage them. It's really neat that I got this in the front. I'm actually really happy about that. And I can still use all the drive bays. It does take up, looks like the lower 5 1/4 bay, so I still have one in the top if I want to use it, but I doubt I'll use it for anything. So yeah, that was a headache, but it wasn't actually as hard as I thought. I was just really concerned about damaging these tubes, and they're pretty thick and not very easy to bend. So I was just kind of concerned about damaging them, but nothing was harmed and it's mounted. So yeah, still not sure what I'm gonna do with the front fan situation, because I do have those 2 side fans pulling air in across the radiator, but if I can run those at lower speed, I'll run 2 more in the front for more intake, probably 2 on the top, and then I'll have the GPU, the hydro cooler in the back, but we'll see. So it's good progress, and right now I need to start doing the power supply cables in order to get this thing up and running. But yeah, the CPU cooler is mounted, SSD's mounted, RAM's mounted. We're all good. So long as nothing's dead on arrival, we'll be fine. Let's start with the 24-pin ATX cable. Sorry, the lights are a little dark, a little dim. I don't have my lighting set up the way I normally would. I'll see if I can do anything in post about that, but so there is a cable management like hole right here, but it doesn't go anywhere useful. It doesn't come out here or anything. So I don't think there's a way I can get this 24-pin routed behind. at least not very easily. If you look at this, here's the management hole for the power supply. This doesn't go anywhere now because this is all taken up. Normally you could go here and then come around through here, but it just doesn't go anywhere, so this is pretty much useless for this setup. So that kind of sucks, but maybe I'll just see if I can tuck these cables along the radiator here and just sort of bunch them up at the bottom. One. There's two. Actually, it doesn't look half bad. Just have to be a little creative with. Oh, maybe I can shove the extra. I can shove a little bit of the extra through that cable management hole. Okay. This PCI Express. This PCI Express. SATA. Okay, here's the 8-pin CPU. And it's gonna be the same thing with this guy, unfortunately. It's just my cat. Try to run this guy along the 24-pin cable. Maybe I'll zip tie it to it, or just tuck it behind. Try to keep it out of the way of the video cards. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, plug this guy in. Yeah, that's not so bad. You know, it's like, you can still see the wiring, but it's at least tucked away so it won't block any of the fans. Really sorry about the lighting. There's not a whole lot I can do. What do we got? We got. I guess I can put the hard drives in. Again, that's going to be kind of a pain because there's nowhere to route those cables now that the radiator's there. I don't think that the radiator would be any better in the top of the case, honestly. I think that would. I don't even know if it would fit because it looks like it would hit the RAM. Kind of knew that going into this, that this case would be a little bit of a pain. I'm gonna go for the bottom. And since I can't screw all of them in, what I'm gonna do is I won't use these quick clips, or the quick mounting clips. I'll actually screw them in. So maybe that will make up a little bit for the for them only being screwed in on one side. I don't think I'm going to use any SSD storage right at the moment. I'll probably add the dual 250 gig 850 EVOs later. Just wipe a little bit of the dust off. These are Seagate Barracuda 2000 gig, 2 terabyte. Not my favorite drives, but I've had them for so many years now. I use them in every machine until they just die. They have 100% clean health, so I don't know whether it's just I'm taking care of them, keeping them cool, or what, but they don't seem to want to die. I know they're not the best drives, and I don't particularly like them that much. They're not like slow or anything, but I just know that they have a bad reputation. But honestly, for my situation, there's no reason for me to replace them. No critical data goes on them, and it's really just my extensive Steam library that gets installed on them. So I'm not really worried about it. But they'll do for now. So I'll just plug these guys in. The SATA cables are going to be a pain. I can just feel it already. Just going to shove the rest of this wire underneath. Huh. Again, not bad. Could be worse. What do I have left? I have graphics card, a couple fans on the top maybe. Why is that necessary? Why did they put those there? Put these weird plastic push pins. Not really sure why. Pop them out. So I can put a couple 120s up there. These are the plastic push pins they put in there. Huh. I mean, the fangirl is being held in there by their proprietary, just like, not really proprietary, but these tabs. Just kind of push in. I don't know why they had to have these as well. So the question is, will the will the 1080 Ti Hydro, will I be able to mount the radiator on the top or in the back? Actually, I think I know it'll fit on the top, but I really want to mount it on the back. Been almost a year. I haven't taken the sticker off. So another thing that cheap cases do that expensive ones don't, it doesn't use actual PCI slot covers, so you have to just pop them out yourself, which is not a big deal, but kind of annoying. So of course I'll put the hydro in the top primary slot. Put the air-cooled one in the secondary. Before I mount the radiator up, screw this guy in before I forget. Wow. I will take pictures of all this in better lighting with the DSLR and stuff, but this gap between the edge of the cooler and the radiator, I cannot fit my finger between it. It is, I mean, so, I don't know if I have, see if I can fit the socket cover through it. It's about the width of this socket cover. I didn't even notice that putting it in. That's insane. Wow, it looks like it'll fit really nicely up here. So I'm gonna mount that up before I get too far doing other things. And before I mount the bottom card, I'll probably plug in all the front panel stuff. Otherwise it's gonna be a real pain to do that. Mr. Long screwdriver. And it's actually turning out much nicer than I thought it would. It's a lot less headache. And it's not turning out the way I expected either. Still like mentally preparing myself for some other unknown that I just hadn't considered, but it's working out better than I expected. This might be the most powerful computer built in the N400 in this tiny little cheap case. But I mean, it just goes to show how versatile this case is, even if you don't do a lot of pre-planning. Hopefully the other 1080 Ti goes in without a hitch. What is wrong with this thing? Okay. Doesn't look like I'll fit much in the way of top fans. I think one's definitely going to be blocked. Might not be worth it. We'll see. I'll probably have to put one in. I don't see a way around it. We're gonna have too much heat in this case. I gotta exhaust some of it. I mean, I can just add more fans in the front and have positive pressure, I suppose. Because then I'd have 4 intake and 2 exhaust, so it would force a lot of that air out. Might be what I'll do. Unfortunately, these 140s won't fit because there's no room for these 140s in this case. But yeah, I just gotta kind of deal with that, I guess. I can use the two 120s the case came with, but I'm not really sure how loud they are. Looks like I need to pop out this one and this one. I'm really excited to put the next GPU in. I haven't run SLI in literally years, since like the 8800 GTS, I think, or maybe even the 7900 series. So it'll be pretty exciting. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Front panel. Oh, this thing's starting to get heavy. So what I'm gonna do is just undo this twist tie, and then just pick and pull at what I need, and I'll try to just not use things that I don't need. USB 3, gonna need that. USB 2, gonna need that. Front audio, don't care. And power reset, and I don't need a power button or a power LED. What's the other one? Reset. HDD LED and power LED. We can do without those. There's really nowhere to run this, is there? Well, I won't bore you with the front panel stuff. I'll turn this off for now, and then I'll get back to you once I get done the front panel, and we'll just install the next GPU. And probably just turn it on and see how things go. See you in the next one. All right, so I know the lights are even darker. Actually, the lights aren't darker, but the outside lights going away. Sun's going down. But got the front panel all wired up. Got the hard drives wired up. Tucked the SATA cables underneath. I'm using the bottom two SATA ports. So just contains kind of all the wires down there, at least the best I can. I took the slack from the front panel. It goes right next to these hard drives, between the hard drives and the radiator, and it goes up the back and into the front panel, and all of the slack for the front panel is in this plastic block here. So I pulled it all through, took this plastic block off, and tucked all the slack in here. That was the best I could do with that. And now I have to install the video card, wire up the PCI Express, and I think that's it. Hook up a couple fans, but I'll do that off camera. I just want to get this thing up and running. It's been long enough. So I'll take the second 1080 Ti here. Take the SLI bridge off. Drop this guy down. This is very exciting. Haven't had SLI in years. I'm sure NVIDIA will find some way to disappoint me. Oh, that looks nice. Let's see if I can find the right screws. There's one. It's actually a nice setup because this top card doesn't need cooling really from this fan at all. So this bottom card can really blow all of the hot air on this card all at once. If these were swapped, this one wouldn't be getting any fresh air really because the gap isn't big enough. So what I think will happen, we'll have the two fans come in here, and then kind of blow air up this way. It doesn't look like we'll be able to fit more than 2 more hard drives in, because although it looks like they won't collide and they won't fit, actually we might be able to fit one here. The cables will get in the way of the cards, so we'll just have to kind of strategically place our hard drives, but a couple of these slots will not be usable just because the cables will bump into the cards. So we got that. Find the SLI bridge to complete this. Asus ROG NVIDIA SLI. Oh, this is neat. Okay. Guess we need to adjust the card a little bit. See if it'll go on now. There we go. Ooh. That looks nice. Then we just have a couple PCI Express cables we gotta hook up for power. I'm gonna plug in both of these on the cards first, and then we'll see where I can route the cable. Oh, interesting. That one's an 8 and a 6, and this one's a 8 and 8. I can route these under the hard drives. I'm sure it's almost impossible to see from your angle, so I'm sorry. I'm just plugging them into the power supply. Put all the wires down in the basement of the case as much as possible. Trying to keep all the airflow clean, uninterrupted. What's the matter, buddy? Huh? Okay. Alrighty. I think that'll pretty much do it. That was very satisfying. I think I'll just mount the 2 fans in the front and 1 on top. See how it goes. I think the next video I'll have is just of it running. I'll probably do it in a separate video. I think this video will just close the build log of it, and then I'll probably have a benchmark video or whatever just for SLI on, SLI off, things like that. But so far I'm happy. Hopefully I don't run into any more issues. If I do, I'll update it on Discord or on Reddit or something. I'll make a blog post or something, but for now, that's it.